My business was able to do over $1 million in earnings in 2025. If you want to see proof, because obviously I am as honest as I can be, you can see right here from my tax statement. Okay. And I'm only 21 years old. Okay. Now, I've learned a lot of things of being an entrepreneur for the past almost 3 years now, because no, I did not start by having an agency and doing what I'm doing now. I started with reselling, and I tell about my story in earlier videos that you can probably see in my channel, right? But there are just three key lessons that I learned from being in this business model that I'm doing for the past 2 years now. And it hasn't even been a full 2 years, by the way, which is insane to think about. But first things first is that you need to have conviction in yourself, okay? And this is not a lesson, this is just a key takeaway, right? Because last year, if you look at a specific video that I uploaded, which is like I made $40,000 and I spent New Year's alone, it's like my second most viewed video in my channel, you will realize the goals that I set for myself for 2025. I said I wanted to move to Miami. I said that I wanted to be making $100,000 a month. I was mentioning how I wanted to buy my mom a car. I wanted to buy myself a sports car. I wanted to have myself a watch and, get closer to God and, live this healthy lifestyle and flashy lifestyle and all this nonsense, right? And I accomplished a lot of it, right? I did ended up making 6 figures a month. I did end up buying myself a car. And then once you start generating money and detaching yourself, that was the key part. And that's another key takeaway. But once I started to understand the levels that it takes to become that person and earn that amount of money, it's different, right? And the first key takeaway is to have conviction, because what I realized was that, when I first started entrepreneurship, is that I didn't have any conviction in myself. I didn't believe that I could land a client. I didn't believe that I could make a certain amount of money. I just wanted to do that because I saw people online making a certain amount of money with the business model that I was doing, right? And once I started to understand, and this is a key saying from one of my closest friends, who's also my sales manager, who's also my roommate, Aaron. He simply said, and it's probably all over social media, but whether you believe that you can or you can't, you're right? So whether you believe that you can do it, that you can make a certain amount of money, that you can land a certain client, that you can take a step into the right direction and maybe become a basketball player and make it to the NBA, then you're right. Because as long as you believe it, you're right that you can do that. And whether obviously you believe that you can't do it, that you can't become a millionaire, that you can't land a specific client, that you can't talk to this girl, then you're right. Because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. My family didn't believe in me. My friends didn't believe in me. Everyone that was in my life 2 years ago didn't believe in me, right? Until you genuinely just have to prove everybody wrong. Now, once you have conviction, this is the second key takeaway that I realized, is that you genuinely have to kill your old self. If you look at my videos in my YouTube channel, my very first video was in 2024, genuinely almost 2 years ago, or maybe it was 2 years ago, when I first made my first $10,000 a month with this business model. I look different, I sound different, I think different. Everything about me is different, okay? Now, that same Jackson, the same person, is not who I am today. It's not the way that I think anymore. It's not the way that I act anymore. It's not the way that I carry myself anymore. Shit, the people that were in my life 2 years ago are not even in my life now, because you need to understand that not only are you killing your old self, but on top of that, everybody that is not doing any good in your life, it's also going down with that old self. I need you to understand that. It might sound tough. I'm not someone that says to switch up on your day ones. Shit, one of my best friends that I've been friends with him for 3 years now, like his life changed with sales, with genuinely what I pretty much do almost. And I helped him change his life, and seeing that which is a day one, become, successful, live in Miami, live in his own place at a young age is very inspiring. But that's besides the point. You need to kill your old self. And the way to do that is by picking up habits that you don't want to do. This Jackson, I wake up at 6 a.m. every single weekday for the past 2 months, almost damn near 2 months. So no, I did not start the year by waking up at 6 a.m. As you can see from my last video, I was still back in my hometown because I took a little break. But then I moved back here in Miami in February 1st. So ever since February, I've been waking up at 6 a.m. I've lost 20 pounds. I weigh 195, I was 215. That was my heaviest I've ever been, right? I hit the gym 5 times a week. I do cardio 6 times a week. I eat healthy. I haven't eaten any fast food for the past 2 months. So genuinely, my life has changed and shifted. So the person that I even was 6 months ago that you've seen in videos, I'm different now. I mean, I'm even wearing cornrows right now, but it's kind of bad right now. But besides the point, you need to kill your old self, right? I read every day. I journal every day. I pray every day. You genuinely need to pick up habits that are going to change you, right? And by killing your old self, that means that you need to get better at your skill set. And that means that you need to become more disciplined. You need to become more responsible and actually be a true leader that people want to follow, that people will actually have conviction in you to lead them to the right place where they want to be. There's also something that I learned from one of my mentors, which was like, if you're fat, if you don't take care of yourself, if you're not responsible, if you're not disciplined, what makes you think that your team is going to be able to be led by you? If they're fit, if they are under shit and you're not, why should they listen to you? And that completely changed my way of thinking, even at the time of age that I am at. All right. And once I started implementing that 2 months ago, this month is going to be one of our biggest months since September. September, our company made $850,000. This month is going to be a very similar month, if not even higher, meaning that I will be profiting a lot more money, right? Just because I started doing shit that was uncomfortable 2 months ago, okay? The reason why I'm at the level that I am now and the place that I am now and the position I am now is because I took a risk. It's because I had conviction, and it's because I killed my old self. Okay. Now, the third key takeaway is that entrepreneurship and making money online, and even not just making money online, probably just being an entrepreneur overall, there's levels to it, right? I look at it as a level type of game, genuinely just a video game. I grew up playing video games. You grew up playing video games, right? Everyone played Mario, Super Mario, Smash Bros, whatever. There's levels to it. Level 1, 2, 3, whatever. Every single level you're trying to beat Bowser, if there's a different villain or final boss or whatever you want to do, like there's different levels and different steps in each level. That's exactly what it takes in entrepreneurship. First level is making your first $1,000 online. Second level is making your first 10,000 and 20,000 and 30,000 and 50,000, and then from 50,000 to 75 and then 100 and then 250 and then 500 and then a million, whatever it may be, right? Each step of the way, you're a different person. Right now, even if you're lazy, even if you wake up late, even if you're fat, you can make $10,000 a month. But I can promise you that unless you're getting absolutely lucky and you take, an extreme opportunity, how crypto was with meme coins back in 2024, right? Then you're simply not going to be at level 10, right? Making 6 figures a month or 7 figures a year, because you need to be a different person. You need to follow this routine that you may have. And that's just a fact. You see that on people that you watch online, right? You can see that in me, you can see that in other individuals that are way above me. And another key takeaway that I learned is that you just need to have fun with it, right? Like, yeah, there's levels to it. You just need to have fun, and throughout the time, you're always going to keep on learning, and that's just the key factor of it. Because I can promise you this, I'm not a millionaire. I'm not bragging online that I am, because I am not. I can promise you that. I don't have that amount in my bank account. I don't have that amount in my savings. I don't have that amount in my stock portfolio. Until I do, then I'm not going to mention anything about it. Damn near, I profited like 40% of the amount that I generated. And that's normal. It's part of business. Okay? And I need you guys to understand that, because if no one's going to be honest and keep it a buck online, then obviously I will, because we're in a trust recession. I'm in a business model where it's B2C, right? Business to consumer, where people will buy, courses and education programs from content creators. And the key factor of us doing so well in our business, being able to generate over $2 million already into the year, and it's only been literally 3.5 months because we're halfway into April. And in quarter one, we generated over $1.6 million. Last year, we generated over 5 million. And this year, we want to generate over 10 million. So doubling the amount of revenue that we did last year. It's all about trust. So coming back into making videos, it's very tough for me because I don't find any passion into making these type of videos. But I feel like it's a necessity for me to not only talk to people that are just like my old self. Like, if you actually realize, I'm not meant to be here. I'm not meant to generate the amount of money that I am based on the type of people that you see online bragging about the money that they make, right? I am an immigrant. I wasn't even born in the United States. My family is not even middle class or below middle class, actually. None of my family members graduated from college. I was supposed to be that breakthrough to, living the American dream. But here I am. I figured it out. And yet, I can't even say that because I haven't figured out shit. Like, yes, I figured out how to make a certain amount of money, but I haven't figured out how to make $5 million a year to myself. I don't know, $10 million a year to myself. At the end of the day, you just live life day by day. Have a structured life and understand that we all have different journeys, right? There are people in my team that are 17 years old making more money than I was making last year and the year prior. And then when I'm looking at them, I'm like, dude, by the time you're my age, you're gonna have multiple fucking millions in your account if you know what to do. My client that's 26 years old, I'm 21. He's like, dude, by the time you're my age, you're gonna be making double what I make. And it's just a fact. If people can see that in you, that means that you have something in you that's gonna allow you to pursue that goal that you're so scared to pursue and take a risk. So take this video, because there's so many videos out there, and just fucking do it. Because success is literally one step away from you. You don't understand how many people that I knew in my space, in my industry, that started at the same time I started, and I'm fucking 10 steps ahead because I did things that they probably didn't want to do. I worked 12-hour days. Shit, I would stay up 5, 6, 7 a.m. and go to sleep and wake up at 11 and repeat the fucking process. I dropped out of college. I had my family shitting on me. But still, I made it happen, and I'm still figuring out my life. So I hope that you take this video and understand that we all have different journeys, that there is going to be struggles no matter in the type of situation that you're in, and that there's always going to be a good side of things, right? But I'm really just wanted to make this video for that old me that would have wanted to listen to this, because this is the type of videos that I will listen to when I was 19 years old, when I just got out of, high school at 18. And we all go through that phase when we get out of high school that we don't know what the fuck we want to do. But just take this video and understand that shit is going to work for you, and you need to make it happen, and nobody else is going out there to save you. So I'm gonna come back to YouTube and I'm gonna keep dropping gems, because I feel like there's a lot of people that not only lie, but are actually not giving enough value about how tough it is to be an entrepreneur, and how there's gonna be many ups and downs. It's not all this lifestyle of buying chrome hearts and buying Lamborghinis and all this materialistic shit. That's not what fucking matters. And trust me, I could buy myself a fucking Urus right now. Is that going to change my life? No. I could buy myself a $100,000 watch. Is that going to change my life? No. Because at the end of the day, I don't care about these materialistic stuff. All I simply care about is my future and building something that's impactful. And a lot of people want to build software and apps, and yeah, that's impactful in a very large way, but I want to do the boring shit. I want to build a big ass fucking self service car wash business in my fucking mid 20s. And all the money that I'm making now is just put into investments, and that's it, in savings. So it's like the shit that I want to do, it's boring, but it's something that I want to work towards that, when I'm 25 and I build it, and by the time I'm 45, I can exit for like 9 figures. It might sound stupid now, but again, I have conviction in myself. I believe that it can happen. And again, going with the saying, if you believe that you can or you can't, then you're right.